Arguably, the greatest invention of the past 1,000 years is the printing press. Prior to the printing press, the average man did not own a single book. In Europe, if you went from house to house, hut to hut, the average person didn't own a single book, because in those days, books were handwritten by scribes and they were extraordinarily expensive, and mankind as a whole didn't have the knowledge, information that we have today. The printing press changed all of that. The printing press made knowledge, books accessible and available, arguably the greatest invention in 1,000 years. The man who invented the printing press was a fellow named Gutenberg. He spent 10 years perfecting the technology. He had to invent the press. He took a great press and formed it in a way that it would now press paper. He had to invent movable type. He also had to invent new types of ink, because previously a scroll was written by a scribe with a quill. The ink had plenty of time to dry. Now the press moved quickly and the ink had to dry very, very fast. He spent 10 years perfecting technology, took out a large loan, opened his print shop, and set out to change the world. Initially, he printed notices for the church. He did well. And then he set out on his ultimate goal to print the Bible. And he succeeded. He printed 200 copies of the Gutenberg Bible, and very promptly thereafter, he went bankrupt. You see, he ran out of cash. He had to sell the press, sell the movable type, and sell the patent on ink, and for the rest of his life, he was a pauper. The man who changed civilization, the man who created the greatest invention, ended up working the rest of his life as a common laborer. Why? Because he didn't have a business plan. He didn't have foresight, he didn't have vision. What if he stopped after printing 50 Bibles and said to himself, wait a minute, maybe I don't have enough cash. Maybe I better sell these and reinvest that capital into my business. Had he done that, arguably, he would have been one of the wealthiest men of his generation, but because he didn't have a vision, he didn't have a plan, he lost it all and was penniless. And I believe that this is an apt parable for life. We may be successful, we may have talents, we may have abilities. If we don't have a business plan for life, where am I headed? What's my direction? What are my goals? We could have all of the abilities and even have many accomplishments, and we could fail miserably. For a human being to succeed, for a human being to reach real greatness, you have to have a very clear plan, a very clear vision. Where will I be in 2 years? Where will I be in 5 years? Where will I be in 10 years? And you have to have a course correction. You have to every once in a while look and ask, am I happy with me? Are my actions things that I am pleased with? When you do that, when you set your goals and use the system of course correction, you have the ability to become the great human being that Hashem created you to be.